already learned that viruses, bacteria and fungi cause diseases in plants. Due to these diseases, crops get damaged and a great economical loss has to be incurred by the farmer. We need to study the occurrences of these diseases and the organisms that cause diseases, and finally devise methods to prevent the spread of these diseases.
Aphids, leafhoppers, whiteflies, beetles, mealbugs are some of the insects that cause diseases. In addition to causing diseases, certain insects eat the leaves, buds and flowers or make holes in the stem and suck juices from the plants. This results in the plants drying up and finally dying. These diseases are known as pest diseases. Not only insects but virus and bacteria also cause a number of diseases.
Farmers need to control these diseases. In order to control these diseases, many methods have to be applied. Some of the methods to control the plant diseases are:
the seeds should be treated with chemicals before they are sown. The diseased plants should be burnt far away from the field. Crop rotation methods have to be adopted. Weeds should be removed and destroyed. The soil in the field should be kept free from diseased plant material. Spraying of antibiotics and growing disease-resistant varieties.
Let us study a few viral, bacterial and pest disease in citrus, grape and coconut plants.
Oranges, lemon, lime, etc. all belong to the citrus family. Andhra Pradesh is one of the important citrus growing states in the country. Citrus fruits are the rich sources of vitamin C.
Trypsa, mosaic and yellow cocky vein are some of the viral disease that affects the citrus plants.
The veins of leaves affected with Trypsa virus appear in a wavy manner against sunlight. When cork is removed from branches, the wood will have pitting spots. Aphids act as vectors and the disease spreads rapidly to other plants. The disease can be prevented by using certified and disease-free seedlings. In mosaic virus disease, yellowish and greenish patches appear side by side in the leaves. Fruits fall down before they grow fully. The symptoms of yellow cocky vein virus are: veins are prominently seen in leaves. The fruits have uneven surfaces. There is a reduction in the quality and size of the fruit. The disease spreads through infected buds. A stem parasite, Cassetha, is also responsible in spreading the disease.
Let us study about some of the bacterial diseases.
Citrus canker is a bacterial disease caused by Xanthomonas citrus. The symptoms of citrus canker are like these. The bacteria affect twigs, leaf and fruits. The affected parts have small raised yellow or brown outgrowths. Young infected fruits drop off before they are ripe. The color of the spots on the fruit and twigs change from yellow to brown slowly as the cells become dead. To control the disease, the diseased and infected portions are to be pruned or cut. Regular periodical spraying of antibiotics prevent the spread of disease. Selecting and planting disease-free varieties is the best way of controlling the disease.
Pest diseases are caused mainly by insects. The insect attack the plant and weaken them. They also act as carriers for viruses, bacteria and other microorganisms. Let us examine some disease-causing pests.
The citrus leaf miner insect attacks the inner tender tissue of the citrus leaves and forms irregular canals. The irregular canals appear as shining white streaks, more on the lower surface of the leaf. Slowly, the infected leaves drop off. To control citrus leaf miner disease, infected leaves should be burnt off. An insecticide, monocrotophos, should be sprayed once or twice a week. The next one is citrus butterfly. The citrus butterfly lays eggs on the leaves of citrus plants. The larvae that hatch from these eggs feed on the leaves of the citrus plant, causing great damage to the plant and loss of crop. Spraying of monocrotophos or metacid prevents the spread of this disease. Aphids. The next one is aphid. Aphids are types of insects that make a hole in the leaves and flowers and insert their head. Slowly, they suck the nutrients and fluids from the plant. As a result, the leaves shrivel and fold. The growth of the plant stops and finally the plant withers and drops off. Use of pesticides can prevent the spread of these damaging aphids.
We have examined how a citrus plant can be affected by the pests. Let us now examine the grape plant. Let us study a short description of grape plants. They are woody climbers. The fruits are borne in clusters. For good growth of grape plants, cool winter with a warm summer climate is essential. Grapes are vegetatively propagated by cuttings.
The grapefruit is round and elongated. Grapes may be green, pink or in purple color. The fruits are full of sugar pulp. Grape plants are regularly irrigated. With proper application of fertilizers, good yield can be obtained.
Grape plants are also affected by fungi. Let us examine fungal diseases.
Downy mildew is a fungal disease of the grape plant. The fungus attacks the lower surface of the grape leaf. Yellow spots appear on the corresponding upper area of the leaf. The affected parts of the leaves are covered with whitish or grayish fine hairy mass. The infected leaves fall down. The fruits shrivel and dry up. The affected areas should be completely pruned and antifungal agents should be sprayed repeatedly to control the disease. The adult beetles remove the bark of the stem of the grape plant and makes a ring around it. If the attack by the beetle is severe, the plant dies. The attacked branches should be cut and destroyed below the griddle or ring point. The beetle should be picked up and killed.
Coconut is cultivated in different parts of India under different environmental conditions and soil conditions. There are a number of varieties of coconut. the hybrid varieties are short in stature and come to flowering in a short time when compared to the natural or wild varieties. All parts of the coconut are useful. Besides the use of coconut as fruit, the stem is also used in a variety of ways. Coconut cultivation fetches the farmer in many ways. We will now study the agents that cause disease in coconut plants.
It is short and black in color and has a pointed horn. The insect travels all the way to the tip of the tree and bores holes in the unopened young tender leaves with its pointed horn. Thus, the insect damages the future foliage and floral branches. These beetles lay eggs in the manure heaps and the young beetles develop in the soil. To control the pest, the beetles have to be removed from the affected parts. Pesticides have to be sprayed on the manure heaps.
It is a viral disease. The disease affected parts become yellow and the innermost leaves give a wilted appearance. The leaflets become soft and tender and the outer wall of leaves turn yellow in color. An insect vector carries this virus. The virus also may reach the plant through the soil and spread into the roots. The use of pesticides and insecticides has become an integral part of agriculture. As these are powerful chemical compounds, farmers must be aware of the toxic effects. Pesticides and insecticides not only kill the pests and insects but also cause harm to human beings and animals. The nervous system is affected when man is exposed to these chemicals or when accidentally consumed. Even for plants, if the pesticides are not properly used, there may be loss of yield and may even damage the crop. Here are some important precautions and careful methods that have to be taken while handling the pesticides.
Pesticides should be used as per the instructions and dosages prescribed. The pesticide should be sprayed on the required areas only. Excess of pesticides that reach the soil harm the next crop. Used tins should not be washed in tanks or canals near the fields. Animals or even people, if accidentally drink that water, may get sick or even die because of the toxic effects of the pesticide. Even fishes and other plants in the water may die of pesticide poison. Hence, the empty containers should be destroyed and buried. All the information printed on the containers should be properly read and understood, such as the manufacturing date, expiry date, potency and the ISI mark. It is advised to buy only limited quantity of pesticides as per the requirements. Pesticides should not be purchased in large quantity and stored in the house or farm. It is also advised not to buy different varieties at a time. At any point of time, only one type of pesticide should be bought and the second one to be purchased after the complete use of the first pesticide. As the pesticides are highly poisonous and toxic, empty containers or unused containers of the pesticides should be kept away from the children in a secure place. All the vessels that are being used for the spraying of pesticides should be kept separately and should not be used for any other purpose.
At the time of using pesticide, the following precautions should be taken.
The body should be properly covered. Hands should be protected with gloves. Mouth and nose should be protected with masks. Eyes should be protected with protecting glasses. Eating, drinking and smoking are strictly prohibited at the time of spraying pesticide. After completion of spraying, one should wash his hands repeatedly with soap and water, should take a bath and change his clothes.
Pesticides should not be used indiscriminately. They should be used in required quantities at required dosages at the appropriate time. Repeated usage of pesticides results in the pest developing resistance, and they cannot be killed in future with these pesticides. Local agricultural specialists should be consulted for advice and guidance in using pesticides.
There are some animals that feed on the insects that are pests to the crops. These animals can be used to control pests. In the same way, there are some bacteria and fungi which grow and kill the insects. They can also be used to control the insect population. This method is known as biological control.